Silicon Valley and Wall Street.
I'm John Furrier, hosting the Cube here with Dave Vellante, my co-host.
Welcome to the Raise Summit coverage, brought to you by Solidyne, with support from Tensordyne, D-Matrix and Argentum.
Welcome back, everyone, to theCUBE's live coverage here in Paris, France for the Raise Summit. We are here in Europe, but this is an international show. US, global leaders are here in the AI world, as well as physical AI, which we had yesterday at Machina. It's all about the same story, AI infrastructure empowering all the enablement, all the new next generation applications, all the token-driven value, which is translating to money. Of course, we're here in Europe where sovereignty is a big discussion. Fabrizio's back on theCUBE, CUBE alumni, he's the CEO of Axelera, AI, silicon leader at the edge. We had a great conversation at Mobile World Congress. Fabrizio, thanks for coming back on theCUBE, great to see you.
Thanks for having me here.
Looking good, lines are long here, it's very busy, packed house.
Absolutely.
Everyone's here. All your friends, all my friends.
It's a place to be.
It's a place to be.
Yeah.
You guys are I call it the AI, the edge AI champions in Silicon. You guys have cracked the code. We talked at length at MWC. There's a video on YouTube, CUBE, Mobile World Congress, check it out. Give us the update. The market's hotter than ever, the demand curve is strong, the AI build out is still thundering away. There's no end in sight. It's like paving new roads, pouring new concrete. It's a whole nother level. This is not yesterday's expand the data center conversation. It's a whole new architecture.
Yeah.
And it's spanning out.
Yeah, absolutely. And what we see is finally also computing is expanding from the centralized data center to the edge. We see this physical AI world coming out. We see more and more computing everywhere, inside devices, in the physical world around us. And we are very pleased to see that finally customers are adopting AI, are deploying AI everywhere.
Well, you guys are a star here in Europe. Your company, congratulations. But it's really a global opportunity. But sovereignty is hot here because the worlds are together and sovereignty isn't just a regional country thing. There's sovereignty in the United States, companies. Yeah. This is a big topic. What's your view on the current sovereignty AI conversation? Because money's involved now.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, we are a global company, as you correctly say, and we don't exist for sovereignty. We exist because we have a great technology which can scale, and we have customers all around the world. If I look at my customer base, we have roughly 30 to 40% in Europe, but the same amount in North America and then in Asia. Then sovereignty is important, but to be honest, I think it's important for each region to have a local capability from chips to software and so forth. But at the other hand, we cannot ignore that the world is globalized. Therefore, we should also focus on the technology, focus on our needs, and then decide what we should deploy instead of just go all in because it's local, because of sovereignty. Yeah. Sovereignty should be a tailwind for a company like us, and it is.
It's headroom. You get more headroom, as they say,
Absolutely.
in the car. So talk about the physical, you mentioned physical AI, and we were there yesterday at Machina talking about all the robotics, cool stuff. But it's a use case. It's got all the elements we love, real time, new data coming in. Physical AI needs the eyes and ears, to hear everything in the markets coming in.
Yeah.
What's your main technology focus, target, application? I mean, physical AI is a tell sign for all things.
I think that there is, robotics is definitely a market where we see a very strong growth, but it's not about the humanoids. Humanoids are coming, it will take a few years. We need also to get used to have robots around us. The real market opportunity today stays still in surveillance, in automation, and clearly in defense, because defense is becoming more and more important. We see very big shift in that space, less men on the field, more technology on the field, and this is good also.
And inference is booming.
Inference is everywhere. Inference is everywhere, even because while a lot of companies, when they have to deploy and serve their customers, they can't just centralize. Customer wants to have a solution in proximity. The models that are deployed are smaller than what you may think. Then there are these frontier labs used for developing things, but when you deploy a device, you have a smaller model, and you need inference locally, and it is happening.
You know, there's an expression in business, when people are zigging, you should zag. Everyone bet on data centers, large scale data centers, and there's some good bets out there. You bet on the edge. Explain the bet, explain what's happening with tech, what use cases are emerging, and how does that play into your vision for growth?
I think it's normal that as a technology mature, it tends to spread, right, and to reach the user of the technology. It happened with energy, it happened with computer. If you think about energy, today you have solar panel on top of your house producing energy. The same for any kind of technology, right? Then I think it's an expansion, the edge computing. It's not edge versus centralized computing. And what we see today is that AI is just all around us. Your car is a giant computer with a big battery and for simple engine. If you go to an hospital, any medical devices in hospital are taking picture and analyzing data on site. Then robotics, surveillance, it's literally all around us, but and we bet on that because you can centralize at the beginning, but when you want to scale and reach out all the population, it's not possible. I mean, how can you think to build up a gigafactory in Africa, in the middle of Africa, where there is no infrastructure, there is just a telecom infrastructure? In that kind of countries, make a lot of sense to use the telecom infrastructure to embed inside this infrastructure a powerful computing to give AI services to everybody. This is our bet.
How is the telecom, I'm just curious, I want to ask you since you're here, because at MWC I wrote the paper, The Hyperconverged Edge, which put out the thesis that putting intelligence at the edge changes the edge. For example, radio frequency, RF, licensed and unlicensed spectrum, can behave differently, take the burden off the node where the backhaul is. You got rural areas, you can put a tower up, throw some radio frequency out there, put intelligence at the edge. Those aren't going to be gigawatt data centers, they're going to be smaller form factors.
Correct.
This is the trend.
And this is our thesis. Our thesis is, again, you will have data center, but you will have inside the existing infrastructure compute, a diffuse compute everywhere to serve the population, to serve in proximity, and even because 90% of the time you don't need a cutting edge model. You can have a subset of it, and then you don't need that power.
Do you see telecom operators thinking about this?
I mean, telecom operators, they have to reinvent themselves, right? Because it was an extremely profitable business, but then essentially internet has changed everything, and hyperscaler, they eroded the margin of the telecom operator. And in this way, in this moment of reinvention, I think they are looking at AI as an opportunity to provide services, because eventually they have millions of customers. Then it's natural for a telecom provider which has millions of customers or hundreds of millions to add some services, and AI can be the answer, especially to enterprises.
Yeah, and that's headroom for you. Again, that also talks about sovereignty, because there's a lot of telecom in countries that could be more profitable. That's an opportunity for you.
Absolutely, telecom are everywhere. Telecom are local in our country, and actually we see more and more adoption of new hardware, like our hardware, in emerging country respect of established country. I mean, a new emerging country, they take more risk. They want to deploy something new, they want to try a different way of doing things. And this is the great big opportunity.
Tokens is a token economy. So economy means money. Money means people spending, doing commerce on digital platforms. So that's real value in these countries. They have to think about putting intelligence in their infrastructure.
Absolutely, and cost-effective intelligence, as you said, because you need to also have an intelligence which is accessible to everybody and allow companies to make profit. And this is the way we exist. We have high throughput, fractional power consumption and cost. power consumption is a key to have a distributed infrastructure, and cost is always a point, because you want to reduce the token per second per watt, and token per second per dollar, and token per second per watt per dollar, actually, eventually.
Yeah, you guys
it
have
is
good
the ultimate.
And you got the good product there. Talk about the business and the product and the use case. You mentioned hospitals, there's retail, there's all kinds of physical things. What are some of the customers doing with you? Share some examples of how people are engaging with you. What are they building? What are they being deployed for right now?
Wow, I mean, we have more than 500 customers. Actually, I checked the other day, it's probably way more than this number. And therefore, we have so
What are
many
they doing?
Yeah, I mean, we have customers using our technology just to sort the fruits. But we have also customers using our technology within schools to check the quality of the food, or to check if the operators in the kitchen of school are wearing protection, right? We have customers using our technology in production to check whether people have the personal protection equipment. We have customers in automotive for advanced driving assistance system. It's really, and then
they're integrating you in. You're building an ecosystem because you're enabling.
We are building a platform. We are giving to customer a very powerful platform which allow them to embed intelligence within their device and do whatever they want. With an open source software stack, connectors with all the existing software, customer can just build up very quickly their pipeline and deploy it at scale immediately at a fraction of power consumption and cost. Because the problem of the edge is that there was no technology available which could deliver performance at a good price and power consumption. There was not there because technology was designed only for data center, and we changed completely the equation.
Give me an example or a hypothetical use case that illustrates the end-to-end experience of what you do. I got a camera, I want to point it at a crowd. Give me, let's make something up.
It's super simple. It's super simple. You buy just the card online from Axelera. You put inside your computer. You just download the software. You have this powerful software that allow you essentially to prompt and to create a pipeline, connect the camera, and it works. I mean, you can tell to the software what you want to do, and it can do it. And you can have immediately, in few minutes, a proof of concept. Afterwards, you can get the source code if you want, and just to improve it. But
so I could build a custom app right now and put a camera outside the door and saying, who's stopping by the cube and stop for more than 3 seconds.
Absolutely, you can do that. We build up, this is a new software solution that actually today I'm anticipating to you will be available to everybody very soon. And we use, for example, there is a workup to track people. We build up a tool in few minutes, it takes 5 or 10 minutes just with AI, that allow to track the football players, try to predict where they are going, have all the stats and so on, like this. And this is the power of technology and the AI applied.
I wanted to bring this up because one of the things that I think is the most compelling in this market is the tooling is so good. Okay, and this came up in the physical AI world. It used to be hard to build a robot. Now it's easier. Now robots are hard in general, but you just gave a great example of the ability to use tooling and platform that you have to build quicker.
But this is thanks to AI. This is the revolution of AI, which allow us to make giant leaps and solve problems that were extremely difficult to solve until 1 or 2 years ago. It was very difficult to give such powerful tools to customers. Today, thanks to AI, we build on top of our software stack and on top of our libraries these tools which allow anybody, literally anybody, to build up a pipeline and prototype and see, and try to change the world.
Fabrizio, thank you so much for coming on theCUBE. Put a plug in, what are you working on now? What's your focus? What's your goals here at Raise? What are you doing?
Well, Raise is the best place to be to connect with the ecosystem and to understand what's happening in AI. Our next focus is to expand from pure edge to enterprise. We have a new product line that is called Europa. It's on the market and allows to bring all our powerful technology inside servers for enterprise, keeping low power consumption, low cost, and then to try to democratize further the infrastructure. We believe that company will own more and more infrastructure, and we are here to talk to this company and to listen their needs and try to
Well, I appreciate what you guys do, and it's a great example of the kind of entrepreneurship and innovation, the tooling, the platform, standing up new things, injecting intelligence at the edge is such a big market, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
All right, I'm John Furrier, host of theCUBE. We are live streaming from Paris, France for the Raise Summit. The whole team is here. Team covers the NYSE Wired team is here. Of course, theCUBE, our new brand. We appreciate you watching. Thanks for coming back, and see you next time.